A very good morning. I am Dr. Shovik Chatterjee, head of the Department of Juridical Sciences, JIS University. This is my lecture with respect to Indian Penal Code, that is Law of Crimes 1. And I am speaking about cruelty and dowry death. Now, coming back to the provision, whenever a girl within 7 years of marriage is subjected to systematic ill treatment and thereafter death occurs, that means the girl dies out of an unnatural death, that means she might have committed suicide, then the court shall presume that the husband and the in-laws, they are responsible for the death of the victim. Now, coming down to the question, what are the, way out on the part of the husband and in-laws in those cases in respect of the defense? The answer is that this particular provision has very strong presumption on the part of the court. Court shall presume. But that doesn't say that it is conclusive proof altogether. There is a scope of rebuttal on the part of the other parties. So onus shifts on their part that they have to prove beyond reasonable doubt now that they were not responsible in respect of the death of the girl. As I mentioned, taking dowry itself is a very strong evil, and the laws are in place. Both 1961 Act of Dowry Prohibition Act and also the dowry death provision being inserted under 304B, they are in place. The only question is now in respect of changing the mindset in villages and in the other respective places, wherever women they do not represent the huge amount of workforce, that means work for money. In those cases, they basically think that the moment the girl is being married in a village, that the entire life itself, her cost of living is basically supposed to be borne in by the husband. So thereafter, during the marriage as such, they have a tradition in terms of again giving dowry and all that. It's absolutely a menace. Unless the mindset basically changes, the laws by themselves won't be enough in terms of doing the needful. Now again question comes over here, why 7 years? There are plethora of cases Supreme Court had adjudicated, cases like Pawan versus State. Everywhere Supreme Court has basically tried to say that when the legislature came up and brought up these laws, both 304B under IPC and also the Indian Evidence Act, they had to cut a line in respect of the number of years of marriage. Had it been 6, again question would have arisen, why only 6? Had it been 8, one of the best justifications is that it's basically related to a newly, wedded bride. 7 years means that, from marriage period of time, it's not very far away. And how long can a girl basically continue to take the torture in the context of demand of dowry? She takes the torture, she continues taking the torture, and at one point of time, whenever things go beyond the capability, and she herself also knows that it has gone beyond the capability of her parents also to give. The father or the mother, whoever had already, in the marriage itself might have given a bed or a cot and had given some amount of cash money, some jewelry to the girl. Thereafter also given some furniture, some cupboard or whatever. And thereafter, again the husband's family goes on asking for a scooter or a two-wheeler or a scooty, and thereafter refrigerator, washing machine. Things go beyond the capability of the in-laws of the girl. So the girl, to save her parents, to save furthermore cruelty and furthermore harassment, she takes everything on her own shoulders and commits suicide. Now the question to all of you is that why is it that the Indian Evidence Act also had created the rule of presumption in addition to the basic provision of the Indian Penal Code? That is 113A, 113B had been inserted in Indian Evidence Act. Why? Why shall the court presume that the husband and the in-laws are responsible for the death of the victim in the cases of dowry death? You can use up any of the sources which can be helpful for you. You can use up the book of Chandrasekhar Pillai in respect of Indian Penal Code. You can use up the book of Justice K.G. Gaur. You can use up my book, Law of Crimes with an Introduction to Criminology, Penology, Victimology, Dr. Shovik Chatterjee, Thomson Reuters, South Asia publication. You can use up scholarly texts both online and offline. Write down your answers. I'll go ahead with my next lecture.